Hello, Miami Dolphin fans. It's Saturday night before the Miami Dolphins take on the Baltimore Ravens up in Baltimore, where the Dolphins, let's face it, they've had a bad history, especially recently. Remember the time Kiko Alonso, bam, almost sent Joe Flacco into another dimension. That was basically a highlight, and it was a bad play. It's just been ugly when the Dolphins travel north to Baltimore for whatever reason. I don't know if it's just the stadium, the timing, whatever it is. We've gotten our butt kicked more often than not. At least tomorrow it's just a 1 o'clock game. It's not a prime time. It should be it's not going to be any weather conditions that favor one team over the other. So we should be able to go up there and do well. From what I understand, I heard the Dolphins tweeted out that they will be wearing white jerseys and aqua pants with the current logo on the helmet. Not that matters, but just so you can kind of visualize what tomorrow's going to look like. As far as predictions, please, I have no clue when I really comes to predictions. I mean, though I did predict that the Dolphins will win last week, but this one's a lot tougher. The Dolphins, I think, will be at least competitive. I know in the pros, the old college try, since they're not in college, doesn't apply. In the pros, they got to win, but at least if they're competitive and you can show you can compete against some of these better teams. And like I said, it's very early in the season. I don't really know if the Ravens are a better team, but historically, under Harbaugh, they've been a pretty well coached team that, it's always a tough out. And a lot of times they get to the playoffs. And of course, they've won the Super Bowl under him. So we as Dolphin fans will love some of that success to come our way. So as long as we go up there, we be competitive, play well enough to where in the fourth quarter it can go either way. And of course, hopefully we win like something 24-21. I would love something like that, and that we show improvement too. Last week, like I said, it was a must-win. We won, and we basically almost could sleepwalk through that game, and we were beating the New England Patriots. I think they were have that much more talent than New England. Not to underestimate any pro NFL team, but if I'm a little biased, I say we're way better than New England this year. And then hit the Ravens. We beat their butt last year in prime time on a Thursday night, which was a great feeling because I had been at the previous game when we got to open the season in the so-called tank year, the first year under Flores, and we opened the season against the Ravens and we just got beat down to a pulp. And Harbaugh didn't care; he would run up the score on us. It didn't matter. So last year did feel good to come back and get the victory, the dub against them. I know it was another season of disappointment for the Dolphins last year. At least they gave us that little good 7-game run before the stinker in Tennessee. So what I would like to see tomorrow is the Dolphins take advantage of the defensive backs being out for the Ravens. You never wish injury upon another team, but when they happen, you got to take advantage because they're going to try to come after our right tackle. So we got to somehow take advantage and find the holes in their secondary. We have good receivers, if almost I would say elite receivers, but that word gets thrown around a lot. But our receivers are very good, and they should be able to take advantage of the banged up Ravens secondary is what I'm hoping for and believing. And then our line is going to have to give Tua the time to throw the ball. And hopefully the line will open up some holes and we see a little more improvement. Because I know as Dolphin fans, we were all thinking we were going to see a big improvement in the running game last week, and we ended up under what we had averaged last year. I think last year we averaged a little over 3 yards a pop, and this last week I read we were like 2.8 yards. So we definitely got to improve upon that. But ways to improve upon that is I think we actually got the backs this year because Mozart, all he has to do is one pop 60-yarder, and there goes the average right up, where we need it to be because it's under 4 yards of carry is just killing us, and it's not an excuse for Tua, but it's any quarterback. You need somewhat of an established running game, unless you're Dan freaking Marino. But Dan freaking Marino, he may walk through the door, but he's not walking through the door as a player. He's just going to be patting Tua on the back. So to expect Tua to overcome all the other things, is crazy. And I lost my train of thought for 1 second. But Tua, like I said, he's capable. He will lead us to victories if we give him the right weapons, which it seems like we have. If the line gets improved play, which I'm hoping they will, because Armstead is definitely improvement. It seems like Collins is a definite improvement. And I had hopes in Austin Jackson improving, now that he's in a new scheme. But then, of course, he gets injured in the first game, and now he's out 4 games, and we have to see what Greg Little can do. So we're already down 1, boom, just like that to start the season. Hopefully Austin Jackson comes back. Or that Brandon Shell in a week or so. He's not going to go this week, I'm sure. But, he should be ready to come off the practice squad and, be better than some of our other guys, I think. He said experience. I think he started like 60-something NFL games, and his PFF, I don't put too much stock in them, but, not all of us sit there watching the offensive line. His PFF grades are decent, so maybe Brandon Shell will be a good addition. He might even outplay Austin Jackson, and Austin Jackson won't get the spot back. So let's see. We've covered the offensive line. We've covered the we know what I think is the Dolphins' weakness. We've covered the Ravens' secondary weakness, which isn't always a weakness for them, but they're banged up. I know Barry Jackson tweeted out that the Ravens' top 4 cornerbacks are all listed on the injured list. Doesn't mean they're in or out, but they're all listed and have some kind of element one way or the other. So hopefully we take advantage of that matchup. Because, like I say, they're going to bring in the house at Tua. They're going to bring everything to cover up the shortcomings in the backfield. So if Tua can manage the throws, roll out to his strong side, and have better awareness in the pocket, and sometimes eat the ball when he has to, I think the Dolphins can win tomorrow. And I haven't said that on a trip up to Baltimore for a long, long time. So at least that. Is that super confident? No. Do I tell you go bet and sign up for a betting place to bet on what Dolphins Thursday say? Hell no, because I'm always going to go with the Dolphins. I'll be honest. It's a betting with the heart, like I said earlier. And then as far as the Ravens, where are they going to match up? Like I said, I think they would try to beat our line. And then, they've been scheming for the zero blitz, the zero coverage, and all that. I mean, the zero blitz, sorry. So, the Dolphins are probably going to come up with some other kind of coverage, but still mix in the blitz because, you can't just go exactly what you did last year because in the NFL, that's not good enough. They're going to scheme, and, that's what they've probably been practicing all week. So hopefully, the brains match up. I think we got a good coaching staff, which is an improvement over, our defense is the same. But I think our offensive, we're a little more, how can I say it? What's a good word, guys? We're a little more strategic. Can't talk. I think we got a better game plan. I like our guys, and we put a lot of guys in motion. The zone blocking, hopefully the players pick it up well, and we will go from there. Anyway, give me your thoughts. This channel's new. It's just getting going. Still need a better camera and mic. So that's the biggest thing. But the one thing I can talk is the Dolphins. And you guys all love the Dolphins. We all love the Dolphins. So like I always say, life is great. You guys are great. You're making DolphinThirsty.com grow. I'm actually getting some hits on the page, which I love. Our Twitter is, not much traction, but we're getting there. It's a slow process. We just opened Instagram and Facebook. And when I say we, it's really me, but it sounds better when we say we. That's my disclaimer for the day. Anyway, go Dolphins. Like I said, if I had to predict, I would say Dolphins 24, Ravens 21, but that's more from the heart than the brain. I just hope that the Dolphins go out there, play competitive, kick butt, and, make our Dolphins proud. Get a butt whipping up there is going to give us all. Twitter's going to be nasty for the next week, and it's going to make all the national guys. Not that I really care about the national guys, but everyone's going to hop off to get really all them. Everyone believing you got to win games like this. The next 3 games are brutal. We got to at least win 1 of the 3. Hopefully, 2 of the 3 would be super. And of course, if we could only win 1 of the 3, I would love it to be Buffalo. Because let's face it, going up to Baltimore stuff, Buffalo has our number, whether it's here or there, and they're going to be playing here, but it's still a tough game. And then it's a short turnaround for us, and we got the Dolphins, and they have to travel up to Cincinnati after playing the tough division game. So that's a brutal next 3 weeks. So honestly, a 1 and 2 out of those next 3 would be okay. 2 out of 3 would be super duper, reminding me of Mark Duper and Mark Clayton running around days of when I used to be a Dolphin fan, or I was, but I used to actually enjoy watching all the offensive output from our team. That'd be super joyful. Anyway, go Dolphins. Life is great. You guys are great. Keep up the great work and help my page. Give me a little like here if possible. If not, heck, at least comment on what I can do to improve this page. I know I need a better microphone and a better camera and a little bit better background. The background, this is my son's room who's at the University of Florida. So this is my studio. It's the best I have for now. But if this grows and I get some better equipment and manage something. Anyway, go Dolphin. Fins up. Let's beat those Ravens and have a good night. And